On this new moon in Gemini, you are weaving a world into existence. And at the same time, you're dusting away those old cobwebs that you thought were beautiful, magical spider webs. You're beginning to realize they're just old thought forms, old relationships, old parts of myself, things I kept around because I was under the illusion that they were worth something, that they kept me safe. But now you're entering a new paradigm. And in fact, a storm is brewing. And you're realizing you're going to need something more magical, something more authentic, something more unique to you in order to stave off this storm, to endure the storm, and to work with the storm, observe it, see what it has to offer. So you are weaving a new world into existence. This next 30 days, something is coming into form, something you've held in your mind, in your body, in your soul, you are beginning to see in the actual physical world take root. Some of you, it's already culminated, but for many of you, most of you, it's just beginning. Some of you have finished one thing and it's just a stepping stone to the next, okay? You don't even realize it. So as I was getting these messages and I was seeing the cobwebs being swept away and the new webs spun, I saw this card at the bottom of the deck. So it was a little bit of confirmation from Spirit that this is a key omen for you right now. Spiders, good omens for you around this Gemini new moon. I mean, they are magicians. They are masters. The webs they weave are so intricate, so precise, so beautiful. And they are set up just to attract and catch what they need, what they want. And that's exactly your energy. And it reminds me of a video I shot about a year ago of a spider building a web. I'm actually going to stick it in this video so you can see it because I feel like it captures this energy so well. And there is a message here about being focused and precise and attending to the details of what? Let's see, of what? The Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles, attending to the details of where you're moving towards and with what energies you're moving with. Who are you moving with? What people are around you? What thoughts are you taking with you? What beliefs? What habits? There's something here. Let me just bring my chair down a bit. There's something here for you to really consider when it comes to the energies that you're utilizing. Pay attention to your tools on the table as the magician. Pay attention what you have to work with. Some of those tools may need to go. And I'm seeing shadow here. Some things in the shadow. Okay, the other card that I saw in this deck that I felt guided to pull out was Thunderstorm. And this is beautiful because this is you, the guardian of the threshold, the guardian of the world, the keeper, not only the weaver of the world, but the keeper of the world. At a safe distance from the storms that are brewing, observing, watching, seeing what's going to happen, but not being in the thick of it. It also feels like in the past, you may have been hesitant to spin these beautiful webs of yours, to create these worlds of yours, because you knew a thunderstorm would inevitably come, and what if it just washes away your web? Well, it will wash away the cobwebs, the ones, the things, the people, the relationships, the aspects of you that you spun void of magic, without love, without soul, without authenticity. They will get swept away by the storm. But this web, this is a magic web that you're making. And no storm can tear it apart unless you choose. So this is a really powerful time for you, whoever I'm connecting with today. And Spirit really wants you to know that you can make something happen. Okay? And how you make something happen is bringing out this part of you that you've quieted for a long time. A voice of yours, an aspect of yourself that you've learned to keep quiet because it didn't feel safe to bring it out. But you're going to be so surprised and so thrilled to learn that this little part of you that is not, well, it's not so little after all, but this quiet part of you is braver than you ever realized and more powerful than you ever knew. So let's find out what this web is that you're weaving, and then we'll look at the cobweb that you're dusting away. Tell me, what is the web that collective, whoever I'm connecting with today, is weaving? Tell me, what is this web that they are weaving, Spirit? The Oracle. Growth, timeless, and the beyond. Yes, what is beyond this web? What is behind you? You are the keeper of this portal, of this world, the guardian of the world. And behind you, in the beyond, is something that was invisible. And now you're making it visible. Secret knowledge. Oracle. Wow, you are building the Oracle's web. I'm going to get more information on that, but let's see what the cobweb is. What's the cobweb, Spirit? We have illusion, and then temple came out too, but illusion, deception, honesty, and revelation. We got some bums we got to cover here. Temple, body, sacred space, and self-care. Ooh, some illusion that you've been holding on to or believing in that's impacted your feeling of safety and sacredness within yourself. Could also be having effects on your body, your health. So you're mic drop. Okay. Your higher self is dropping the mic here. Your cobweb is a cobweb of illusion. Your spider's web that you're weaving is the oracle, the truth. Wow. Powerful you are. Okay. Not to be toyed with either, I'm hearing. Not to be toyed with. Okay. So tell me more about this oracle energy as the web, Spirit. What is this oracle energy? And I was really focused on this sun head here. The sun. So look, see, even though there's a thunderstorm, your oracle sight, your vision, your knowing, your intuition, your knowingness can see past the dark clouds. You can see the sun. You know the sun is there. There's growth, massive growth for you. There is a integration of light and dark energy for sure. No fear. I'm hearing no fear. No fear of the dark. Yes, there's definitely alchemy that's happened here. You have worked with something tough, some dense, hard material in your life. It could be a situation, a relationship, and you're spinning it into gold. This is a web of gold. Okay, so let me tell you, you are going to have psychic premonitions, intuitive hits, prophetic dreams, or if they're not prophetic, they're deeply symbolic and meaningful, and you should trust the interpretations that you have of them. You are seeing beyond the thunderstorm to the sun. Whoa. Okay, let's see. The illusion is the cobweb that you're sweeping away. Queen of Wands. This could be someone else that you were listening to as an oracle, and now you're beginning to trust yourself as you should, over and above anyone else's intuition. There's also an illusion here that somebody, I want to say, is trying to help others. Seven of Wands, the Empress, Nine of Swords, but very defensive about what they offer. It's like they help a little but then hold back a lot. Kind of like a breadcrumbing energy. There's also an illusion here about the ceiling of your own magic. In other words, you felt like you were capped, or you could only go so far. Or maybe you weren't sure of your own abilities, your own sight, your birthright as an oracle. You weren't sure about that. And now you see, or you will see, I can create this for myself. Okay, so I really want you to trust in your own magic and in your own sight and your own intuition. Play around with it. Have fun with it. Maybe use a different divination practice that you haven't used in a while or at all, and discover what that's all about. Because there's new ways of you seeing something and growing. There's also somebody here who has convinced you or has created some kind of situation that makes it feel like it's always raining. I'm hearing in Philadelphia. I don't know, maybe that's where you are. It's interesting. I had a dream about Philadelphia last night. I think it's related to other things, but it's coming through now. Pay attention to your dreams. I said that, right? Somebody could have convinced you that something is going to look something's very foreboding and that there's no way out, or you're going to have to endure something very difficult, but you're realizing the illusion in that. Someone is not as powerful as you think. They don't have the ability to rule or ruin your life. Okay? So, wow, Oracle in the Sun for the web you're weaving. I told you it was magic. I'm not messing about here. Okay? So let's see. Let's see what else we get from Spirit. Tell me, whoever I'm connecting with today, tell me their energy. Eight of Swords. What's going on here? What are you worried about? Well, actually, this person doesn't look very worried at all, do they? It's like all the thoughts coming at them and they're holding their ground. This isn't the typical Eight of Swords that we see. Yes, you could definitely feel attacked by somebody else's words or their energy, the gusts of wind coming from this storm. But look, it's almost like the web in a way. 8, right? So let's see. Tell me what are you worried about, or what are you trying to stave off? What kinds of illusions are you discovering? Trust your intuition right now, for sure. 10 of Pentacles. Security, commitment, forward momentum on your path. Why? Why are you worried about this? What's happening? I was just thinking, do you not trust someone? 7 of Swords. It's coming out in reverse, though. There's somebody that you don't trust. You don't know, it feels like they're holding something back. The illusion in this situation is that you're going to be tricked, because you're not. You're coming out as the Oracle in the Sun. It doesn't matter how many funnel clouds are created. It doesn't matter how loud the thunder and lightning are. You're going to see what you need to see. It's important that you continue to focus on that web, though. This feels like it could be distracting you. It feels like with these cards, you're not sure of where someone or something stands exactly. But what you need to focus on is where you stand. Because you're sure of where you stand. And that's what matters. Okay, so focus on that. What's my perspective? What's my position? What's my stance? Because you are the guardian of your future. Okay? So the storm's going to clear. You're going to see something clearly, but I'm seeing a whole lot of uncertainty about something here. So let me see what you don't see coming. 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. This feels very like we're getting very mundane. We've come down from this realm like the ethers into the mundane. Let's see. Tell me more about this Page of Pentacles. What you don't see coming is that something you're working on. Hold on. Hold on. The energy's off here. What's going on, Spirit? Oh, why did we get here? Something you're working on is going to take off. But I'm feeling like actually what you don't see coming is that whatever is about to take off, you're placing more importance on it than it actually has in the grand scheme of things. Like maybe it's something at work, maybe it's in a relationship, maybe it's the next move. Like it's become your focus. It's become the web. It's become the central, but it's a cobweb, right? That's what I'm feeling. It's like we were talking about the magical web and now we're in a cobweb. We're thinking that this next thing we're working so hard on, this material thing, is the answer, is the truth that unlocks the secrets of the soul and gets me to this place of self-satisfaction and growth and self-love. But there's something more to see. It feels like you're preparing too much for a storm. Okay, let me see. 8 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, but why is the Hermit here? What are we saying here? Justice, 6 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. You get to choose, you know that, right? You get to choose what's important to you. And that's your justice. You get to choose between the cobweb and the spider web. And most people don't. They don't realize the difference. They're happy with the cobwebs. They mistake them for portals. So don't do that to yourself too. There's something that's significant to you, important to you, that you want to work on it. And you can, you should. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you're going to be successful with it. You're going to get help. But there's also a focus on, is this what others want? Are others going to receive what I have to offer? Is someone I don't trust really going to come through? You know, there's all of this stuff, and that's fine. But Spirit's also saying there's a magical portal that you need to attend to. And all of this mundane stuff that really does affect us is taking away from the magic, from the sun, from the oracle, from your experience of life as a magical journey. So some of you need to put things in perspective a little bit and stop giving so much importance to something that you feel like you're in some constant battle. Do you know what I mean? So let's see what the opportunity is. Knight of Pentacles, precision, focus. Yeah, that's what we said, right? Something you got to focus here. King of Pentacles. One more. And the Hierophant. And the Ace of Cups. Your opportunity is to sit on your throne. as the hierophant. You're no longer the Knight of Pentacles. You're no longer the King of Pentacles. You're the hierophant. You've gained some divine wisdom and knowledge. The hierophant is an oracle themselves. They're a channel for spirit. They teach and show others what's beyond the thunderstorm. There's something going on here in your current experience that is an illusion of sorts, getting you to believe that you aren't the hierophant, that you aren't in control, when you really are. You're really at, I'm hearing echelon, you're really at the top of something, the top of your game with something. You've ascended. You've grown beyond the mundane concerns. And so your opportunity is to realize your progression that you've made. In the material world, yes, you've had real world success, but also spiritual success too. So try not to worry so much, if at all, because I am seeing the Eight of Swords as your overall energy, right? Try not to worry about safety and security, because you're making your own path right now. And your path is magic. It's beautiful. And it doesn't need anyone else's approval either. Okay, so let's see the challenge. Page of Cups. Oh, you feel, yeah, and the Ace of Wands, there's a little bit of a, I'm just a beginner. I'm just a newbie. This is new for me. I don't, like, how could I claim this authority as the hierophant and the oracle and the magical spider? How can I claim all that? Well, you can. You just can. Let's see. How do I answer that more substantially? Spirit. The challenge is imposter syndrome. That's your challenge. Beast and enchanter. Heart underneath that. Oh, I forget my question now. Self-evaluation, awakening purpose, conflict, competition, and oppressors. Maybe you need to stop comparing yourself to others. Illusion, Queen of Wands, who are just creating illusions, thunderstorms, not sacred webs, not weaving worlds. And the Queen of Wands is an enchanter, right? But she's also, on the shadow side, quite the beast. Into competition. So I feel like you may be feeling like you're an imposter because you're comparing yourself to others, but those others you're comparing yourself to are the real imposters. So sweep away those cobwebs. They're webs without a spider. That's what I'm hearing. Interesting. Is this resonating for anyone? Okay, so let's see. Let's see your advice. Advice for the new moon in Gemini. I knew the star was going to come out. I was expecting that. But not with the King of Cups in reverse. Your advice. Well, you are the star here. You are the oracle. You are the sun, the brightest star there is, right? King of Cups in reverse. This is an energy that is emotionally shut down, can be emotionally manipulative or cruel, or not in touch with their own emotions. This could be an energy that you're healing from with the star card. I am seeing here that you have been subject to illusion in relationships, and we have all been subject to illusions in the world. And when the veil is lifted and we realize that, and the sun comes out and we see the truth, it can be painful to realize that we've been tricked, and to also realize that some people's nature or current path is one of callousness, cruelty and being callous. Okay? And I feel like Spirit here is saying that you may still be healing from some of those encounters you've had with callous, cold people, calculated, emotionally absent people. I don't know how that figures into you feeling like an imposter, but it does. I'm hearing nobody cares if you're like, yeah, the Emperor. How do I say that properly, though? It's not going to make sense if I say it like that. Temperance. 6 of Cups and the Emperor. I want you to really think about, and this is Spirit saying this too, I want you to really think about what imposter told you you were an imposter. And then sweep that away. Suck the life out of that energy, that memory, that thing that haunts you, that voice in the shadow that tells you you can't do it, or you're not as powerful as you think. You're not the guardian of the world. Yes, you are. There's something here to alchemize. Enough time has passed that you can alchemize some difficult memory from the past about power and control. Okay? I don't really feel guided to get into that much further. I'm just going to tell you the outcome. This wasn't the kind of reading I was anticipating, but here we are. So let's see. Outcome. 2 of Swords, 2 of Cups. A decision. Gemini energy here. In terms of it being doubles. These aren't Gemini cards, but it's asking you to look at different aspects of yourself, to make a decision. What are you going to choose? Which web are you going to choose? What is more in alignment with you? I'm not satisfied with that ending either, Spirit. There's a choice here, in a more literal sense, there's a choice you need to make about relationships. Okay? Who you share your heart with, who you share your time with, who you create for. Tell me more. The outcome. Muse. Creativity, influence, and contemplation. The outcome of this new moon is really focusing in and contemplating what has been influencing you, your obstacles, as well as your ambitions. What supports your creativity and what takes away from it? You can see way beyond what others can see. Most people only see and hear what they know, a little bit of confirmation bias. You are opening up a new timeline, a new world, and it's a sacred journey. So you have to guard yourself against influences from the past, especially those who tried to control or imposters who tried to judge you. You have to protect yourself from that and protect your world from that by seeing it for what it really is. That's what all you need to really do, is see it for what it really is. And that will keep the storm away and the confusion. And it's time that you really lay claim to your throne. Take ownership of your destiny. Okay? You can do this, whatever it is that you want to do. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.